Hey, what's up, YouTube? So I'm just uploading a video today because I'm actually not gonna go to the gym today, and the reason for that is because it is it's my mom's birthday. I'll tell you guys what I'm gonna do. So, well, what I did, I uh, I went all over Hell's Acre, which is a metaphor. There's no place here in San Diego called Hell's Acre. I'm sure that place would be cool if there was. She likes to collect certain antiques, and I went on a wild goose chase looking for those antiques. Found them, remarkably. I had no expectations as to finding them, but I got lucky and found exactly what I was looking for. It was insane. Um, After that, I went and got flowers, roses, because she likes them, and cheesecake, because, I mean, she's a sucker for cheesecake. Then I got her a really nice card. So today I'm actually just going to be kicking it. Oh, there's actually more to that story. I drove to her work to drop it off, and she wasn't there. And I kind of had to, like, incognito call her and be like, hey, happy birthday, where you at? And she told me, and I went over to where she was located, and she had no idea. She had no idea. I walked in, and I had, like, flowers and cheesecake and cards and presents, and I'm like, happy plenty something birthday. And she was fired up. She was super fired up. So, I thought it was cool. I'm kind of like, I'm like a closet hopeless romantic or something like that. So I just wanted to share that with somebody because I think it was like, it happened really, really cool. It was really cool the way it worked out. So I apologize that there is no workout video today, but at least I have a good reason this time. As opposed, oh, speaking of workout videos, it's been brought to my attention that I have a terrible concept of time. In my previous video, I said that I was away for like a month, and someone looked at my the dates of my last post against my most recent post yesterday, and they said, yeah, you said you were away for like a month, and in fact, it was only like 2 weeks. And so, on my way out the door this morning, I had decided I was going to do a video and address that because I think the human mind in today's day and age, not to sound too dramatically like philosophical right now, but I was giving it thought, and I think the human mind on a subconscious level likes to exaggerate things for some reason. Whatever that is. Like, I have no idea why we just have to fabricate or exaggerate or twist and bend truth a little bit. So, I apologize for the misrepresentation of the time that I was actually away. I guess it was like 2 weeks. And if I was smart, like I claim that I am, I would have checked the date and not said I was away for a month. But it felt like a month. I felt really bad. So, I felt really, really bad. And that's what I'm striving for on this channel is transparency. So, excuse me. I still have a little bit of a cough too. My eyes are like all red. I have super bad allergies right now. There's like this white pollen stuff, like you know those like little weeds that you like blow and like they like fly off. That's kind of like what's in the air right now, all over the place, and it's kicking my butt. So not as much as my workouts though. So yeah, I don't know what it is that makes us exaggerate, and I think that's one of the next things that I'm gonna be working on is abolishing my paradigm responsible for exaggeration, because it's effectively lying. An exaggeration could be all kinds of stuff, all the way from, the fish was this big. Oh, yeah. It's on my trash bag, sorry. um, yeah, but it's not good, because it's like a little grain of sand, just grains of sand. And I was looking up there. And eventually, like, if you have enough grains of sand, you have, like, a pile of sand. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, like, analyze that. Because there's harmless exaggeration, and then there's harmful exaggeration. And the harmful exaggeration is the important one to focus on, because in my personal opinion, while I've been thinking about this in the back of my mind throughout the day, harmful exaggeration is effectively fear. If you think about it, fear is basically just a lack of knowledge in the unknown. You can't necessarily be afraid of something if you have an extensive knowledge of it. So, like, let's say, that's not true, because I hate going to the doctor, but I'm not really afraid. That doesn't matter. Forget I said that. But I feel like I'm onto something. So, I really feel like there's a parallel between, like, your mind will exaggerate things and tell you that you can't do it. You can't do it, like, whatever that thing may be. You can't go skydiving. You can't talk to that attractive, male or female. They're just going to reject you. Well, the thing is that you're irrationally trying to rationalize the worst case scenario to keep you from doing something, and exaggerating a situation to a point where you just, paralyze yourself psychologically. And that's why I think exaggerating is bad. Which is why I felt so guilty for exaggerating to you guys. Because it's like one grain of sand. You just, let the grain of sand go, and you have, like, a pile of sand now, and you no longer have, like, a firm grasp of reality, because you've been exaggerating subconsciously for so long. You work yourself into just, oh, I can't do that. Like, I can't do that. I can't do that. And it's just, I can't, because you've been exaggerating and limiting yourself to a point where you don't even have confidence in yourself in doing something as simple as saying hi to an attractive person, or somebody that might interest you. They don't have to be attractive. They might just say, hey, I like your scarf. But for whatever reason, you don't say it. Like, I'm working on that and saying, hey, like, that's a cool hat. And that brightens up their day. Like, wouldn't you appreciate a compliment if someone says, hey, Charles, I like your mustache, when ironically, I'm just rocking this thing to look ridiculous. I think it's funny. It matches my eyebrows. Yeah, like, I really feel like there's a parallel between exaggeration and being stagnant. If you lie to yourself, and there's different types of lies too. I've thought about this as well. If there's such a thing as a half-truth, does that mean that truth is not as good as the full truth? Well, it really depends on, what that person is saying and why. If I tell you that this is just a plain red shirt, well, that would be a half-truth, because it's a polo, and it has, you can see the pattern on it. So, well, and my dry skin, I need lotion. And that's just like a really tawdry example, but it's an effective example nonetheless. I'm not giving you all the details about the shirt. Now, on the other hand, if I tell you, I I was not feeling well, and I couldn't post a video because I wasn't feeling well. But in reality, I was just sitting on my butt playing video games, and I didn't want to tell you guys about it. Well, that's a bad half truth. That's a fabricated lie. So there's a difference between my shirt is red and I wasn't feeling well and I couldn't upload videos. So if there's a difference between a half truth and a full truth, we have that. Now, if we have a full blown lie versus a half lie or a lie by omission, I'm purposefully leaving out information because I don't want to share that information with you. Well, you can do that to yourself. You can tell yourself, like, I'm totally capable of that, but I'm going to do it later. Or, I don't know, I'm going to go for a walk, and you're going to go for a walk, and you're going to do it for like 6 months, but you're not going to challenge yourself to do anything else. You're just going to be like, oh yeah, this is me walking. I'm walking, and I'll go to the gym later. Like, those things are super dangerous because, in my personal opinion, a small little crack can be more detrimental than a full-blown, like, shatter effect. Because if you get shattered, you get broken, which means that you know exactly what you have left. You now have a baseline on how to recover, because you can take stock and you can take inventory on where you need to go, and you can start moving forward. Whereas if it's a little tiny crack and it's tolerable and you don't fix it, well, those cracks just add up like little grains of sand, and eventually, when the floor finally does crack and shatter from under you, you've been exaggerating for so long, you don't even know where to start because everything is just a fabrication. And so and I'm not trying to preach. This is just a little aspect of my mind because I'm not going to the gym today, so I thought I would upload, something thought-provoking for you guys. Just stuff that I think about. Because I'm trying to turn over a new leaf. I used to have a big well, obviously I still do, a big problem with lying. You see, that's an exaggeration. I used to have a problem with lying. That's an exaggeration. That implies that I used to lie and no longer do, therefore creating a false sense of trust with whomever I'm speaking to, which unfortunately is you guys, and I apologize for that. So that's a perfect example of why I think exaggerating and half-truths and half-lies, because if it's a half-truth, that means that the other 50-50, the other half is a lie. So I think those are more detrimental because if they're misleading, it creates a false sense of security. And once that security blanket, that false, fabricated, dingy old blanket finally gets taken away, I think that it could have a more detrimental effect than a full-blown fabricated lie. And that's not to say that, you can't continue a lie, and, there's plenty of examples that you could argue against this, but that's not the point. The point's not to argue which one's more harmful. I'm saying you're a decent person, and you probably don't lie like that. However, stop doing that, because it's bad. Okay? So, and that's my opinion. Disagree with it if you want. This is supposed to be a workout channel, so the mind is also a muscle, unless somebody wants to comment and prove to me otherwise. But that's not what this channel is supposed to be about. Debate. I just want to inspire you guys. I want to share with you what I'm going through on a health level. And working out, there is a psychological factor. there's a massive psychological factor. So it's not outside the realm of my goals in this documentary to speak to psychological factors, based on my perspective. So, and the reason why I say that is because, when I'm in the gym, I'm thinking about this new, new, not like, oh, there's this new thing. It's just, it's new to me. It's called, and this is going to sound ironic, it's called chunking. So when I'm planking, all these fun words, when I'm planking, which is that position that I get into, push-up position on your forearm, and you hold it for as long as possible. It's super difficult. Great workout for your core. Great workout for your lower back. I mean, it hits so many muscle groups. It's amazing, but it's so difficult to hold that position that when you're doing, the secret to doing it based on the psychological way that your mind works, I saw a TED talk on this about motivation, is that your mind only has so much like motivation for a day, theoretically. And if people say, I'm going to go to the gym, but later, that's your mind telling you like, well, I don't have the motivation for that. It opens its wallet and it's like, yeah, we don't have the budget for that. We don't have the motivational budget for that. So we're not going to do it. But if you say, and so going back to the planking exercise, the objective is to hold the plank position for as long as possible. What you tell yourself is, I only need 10 seconds, or I only need 5 seconds. And if you say that to yourself, it registers in your mind, and your mind's like, hold on, let me check my budget. And it's like, that's what your brain does. It flips through its like Rolodex of motivational resources. It's like, yeah, I think I could spare 5 seconds. And so you get 5 seconds. It's a psychological tactic. It's amazing. It's mind over matter. Your mind is going to tell you can't do something. It's not you that's giving up. It's your mind trying to protect you from pain. No pain, no gain. You have to trick your mind into saying this is acceptable. And so it says, hey, yeah, you say, I need 5 seconds of motivation. And you're planking, right? And so your brain goes, okay, you can have 5 seconds. 5 seconds is nothing. Because you can rationalize that time. You yourself as a human being, as an individual, have been around long enough to know exactly how long 5 seconds is. Especially if you're in a position where you're like, I don't think I can hold this very much longer. And it's like, can you hold it for 5 more seconds? It's like, well, yeah, I think I can hold it for 5 more seconds. And then you get it. And then you do that. And then at 4 seconds, say, hey, I think I need another 5 seconds. And then your brain's like, oh, okay, fine. Here's another 5 seconds of motivation. And motivation is just a metaphor for energy. It's a psychological currency. And so what you do is you just keep doing that. And you see, I just need 5 more seconds. And then when you're done working out, you're like, dude, I held that for 1 minute and 30 seconds, which for somebody who's out of shape like myself is a long time to be planking. That's how intense this one particular exercise is. So there's a little bit of a secret. And that's in going back to psychological, exaggeration. If you can tell yourself, honestly, I only need 5 seconds, please, for the love of all that is holy, just give me 5 seconds. Your brain's gonna be like, all right, I can do that. And then you get it, and then you do it, and you're like, wow, I can't believe that worked. Can we get another 5 seconds, please? And then you do it, and it works, and you're like, whoa. And then fast forward to a year, you can plank for 5 minutes, and now you're a badass. And you can start your own Snapchat Vine, like, hey, look at my plank, and you're planking on the Statue of Liberty, or the Empire State Building, or the Hoover Dam, or... Don't do that. That sounds really crazy. I'm drawing an irrational parallel for comic relief. I don't want anybody to be like, hey, check out my plank, and they're like on the Grand Canyon or something. I don't want to be responsible for that. Anyway, the video is like 20 minutes now. I'm fired up because it's my mom's birthday, and so I'm just trying to share that enthusiasm with you guys. Happy birthday, Mom. I love you. To everybody watching, I appreciate your support. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, complaints, a lot of C words. Of course, my name is Charles, so the best C word of all. Just let me know. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace. Next workout.